We're here in super sunny Austin with Kelly, and we're here to talk to you about our favorite monopod.
The 561 BHDV-1.
Now, this has got to be one of the best value tools we have. For about $300, it's an incredibly versatile camera tool. We have used this to shoot almost the entire Super Bowl, and it's used heavily throughout all of our wedding films. So today we're going to talk to you about 5 ways you can make the most of your Manfrotto monopod. The first thing is how to get what you'd expect out of a monopod, a static shot. And what we're going to use for that is the ball joint at the bottom, and in the middle of that it has a sticking point where it'll actually stop and hold static for you. So for that we're just going to have the monopod completely vertical and find that sticking point. And that's it.
But what if you don't just want static shots? I'm going to show you our second tip, which is using the monopod for shots with motion. And for that, I'm just going to extend the arm, bring it up, and instead of using my hand to hold the handle, I'm actually going to tuck it in my armpit, use my left hand on the focus ring, and my right hand on the camera body. And another way to make your shot even more smooth is to add another point of contact to your body. And with that, I'm going to use it as a key to Z finder. It just pops onto the back of the camera, and now I have a point of contact in my armpit and also to my face.
So the next thing we're going to share with you is how to handle focus when you're moving your monopod. And there's a couple different ways we do that. The easiest way is to not actually change focus during your shot, but instead to set focus for your end point and then let your shot come into focus. So for that, we're going to focus on Kelly's eyes. I'm going to set my focus here and set the position, and then I'll just lean my monopod back, and as I come in, she comes into focus. And you can very quickly pick this one up, and you can get great shots that come out of focus into focus slowly. Now the problem with that is, what if you want your entire shot to be in focus, or you want to go from one object to the other? So for that, now our trick before where we find the end point isn't going to work, because we're actually going to have to rack focus. So what we're going to do is, let's say we want to end on Kelly's book. So what I'm going to do is set my finger to the very top of the lens for that focus point. And then we'll come back and we'll go on her face. And what we can do is, as we move our shot, we slowly roll our finger back to the top of the lens. And you'll notice that it's a very easy way to kind of get a follow focus. And with practice, you can get this very quickly. So the next tip is how you can use your monopod to simulate a slider. So for that, say we wanted to do a slow push-in or pull back across her book. Now again, we're going to use all of the different contact points we can. We're going to have our hand on the lens, our hand on the body, the arm on our arm, and then our face on the Z finder, and we're going to just slowly pull it back across the book. And you get this really nice slider-like motion. What you can also do is you can rack focus as you're doing it to maintain focus on, say, her hands as we're pushing in. So our last tip is to just really get creative with where you can go and how you can use the monopod. We have used this thing hanging out the side of buses, inside buses, hanging out of cars. We've used it in closets, in all kinds of random places where you can't put a tripod. And for a situation like this, we could just hop right up on the bench. It's perfect for an aerial shot and kind of bringing you into the scene. And often, for shots like this, it would be really tough to pull this off with anything other than a monopod.
It's hot here in Austin, but thank you very much for joining us. Again, this is the Manfrotto
561 BHDV-1.
and it's a super affordable tool, but the shots you can produce with it are amazing.
Let me try that out.
No problem.